Dwayne Johnson.
I was born in a town outside of San Francisco, a smaller town called Hayward, in the East Bay. I grew up an only child, got a lot of love. It's that mama love, that mama's boy. Love that I was so blessed to get, and that tough love from my dad, which I was so blessed to get. My dad, who was a professional wrestler, would wrestle in a small promotion in town, and we would stay there roughly for about a year and a half, and we'd pack up and go to another state, another town. So I've lived all over the place. At that time, there weren't big money contracts. My dad wrestled a lot of times for cash every night, and we were living paycheck to paycheck. And with all the states that we used to live in, the one state that we kept going back to was Hawaii. I'm half black and half Samoan, and we had a lot of strong roots in Hawaii. And so I did a lot of my growing up in Hawaii. When I was 14 years old, I was living with my mom and dad in an efficiency for about $180 a week, I think the rent was. And we came home and we were evicted. There was an eviction on the door with a padlock. And it was me and my mom, and I'll never forget, I looked at her and she started crying. And at that point, we had hit an all-time low. I told myself that I was going to do everything I could possibly do to make sure that we were never evicted again. And in my mind, my interpretation of success or men who made it were all men who were physical guys. And whether it was the men in my life, the father figures in my life, my own dad, or whether it was my screen idols, Harrison Ford, for example, Clint Eastwood, these were guys who built their bodies. And at 14, I thought, well, that's what I would do. And so every day I went to the boys club after school and I worked out. I also got in trouble a lot, but I did work out. And in my mind, again, I was doing that so we would never be evicted again, and I would never see my mom cry that way. And training for me, or some sort of physical activity, has always been an anchor for me. It becomes my daily achievement, becomes my daily goal. And I like to get up before the sun and train. It becomes my anchor, but it came from that. It came from me at 14, never wanting to be evicted again. So there's a drive.
So basically, like when Dwayne Johnson mentioned this, it just reminds me of my life, because nobody, he didn't get to this place like of family wealth or rich. He came from like a family that can even pay rent. So from that point at 14, just want to be a physical builder, and then from there he become like an actor, like a wrestler, everything. So basically I just want to say that you don't have to be rich to be rich. You can be poor and become rich. So Dwayne just showed us the path, and then anybody can be rich, anybody can be wealthy. So thank you so much, Dwayne, for sharing this advice, and I'll see you guys in the next video.